You know how people be doing when they was like, okay, come on in. We just waiting for a few. No, we just gonna have this conversation, and you pick it up when you pick it up.
Yeah, don't worry
Um,
about that, sweetheart.
Welcome to Filmmaker Fridays. We are here just talking about because it's Friday the 13th, and the whole topic and theme is about, like when you on set, you're 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 in production and you got stuff going on. Y'all have had meetings about what's going to happen today, what's going to happen tomorrow, and what's going to happen the next day after tomorrow, right? But some things don't just happen that way.
Yeah, don't.
So we're gonna talk about it. And but first we got questions.
First of all,
Mm,
did you
Did
write today?
did you
Create
did you
today?
create today? Did you read today? Put it in the chat. What did you do today? Okay, let us know.
Oh,
So,
okay.
um,
Like we said, it's been raining, all day, and we're just trying to get our bearings together. And we just want to see, even though this day is dreary and dreadful because of the
mhm.
raining, but we just know that Friday the 13th has little, what do you call it? Myths around it. And it could be considered to be like, a bad day or whatever. And if you go by in history and look up what Friday the 13th is, you find, according to the good old website or the good old chat, I call him Chad, but the good old
Sad.
Chad,
Yeah, I sad.
he kind of like broke it down of it's not really as bad as what we think Friday the 13th is and how it came about or whatever.
I think
Um
but just um I think at Friday the 13th, I always thought about the movie with Jason as Friday the 13th and thinking it was spooky. But then after you did some research, it's like a lot of
it's
people look at it as a superstition. So what is tell me more.
yes, like all of that.
First of all, I didn't even know about. I didn't. It didn't dawn on me about the Jesus Friday the 13th at 13 up at the Last Supper, and then
Hmm.
Judas was going to come in, and it kind of betrayed him. So that's kind of like a Christianity component. Then other little superstitions, like if you go to the hotel and they don't have a level
You don't have the
13,
13th floor.
I always check to see if they have a level 13, just because I remember a movie back in the day where it was like a thriller and it was called, I think it was called 13. Um, Not Ava's 13, but it was like a scary movie,
Yeah,
like
yeah, I remember.
or something like that. So that was kind of creepy-ish or whatever. So it's like everything kind of center around like Friday 13th being kind of spooky. And this was crazy to us because we were just looking at the dates and saying like, well, Friday the 13th, me in my science mode, I was like, well, the 13th is going to fall on a Friday just because how the calendar is positioned.
Right.
But Amanda over here looking up, okay, when is the next Friday the 13th? And then she noticed that this is the only Friday the 13th that's going to be this year.
Here is the first and last of this year.
Oh my goodness, how crazy is that?
This is a special day. It's a
It
special
is
day.
a special day. I feel like it's like a lucky, it's a blessed number. I don't think nothing of it. I think it's like I'll play those numbers. Our older sister was born on Friday the 13th. And she's
Literally.
a Scorpio, you know?
Yes. Very emo.
She was back in the day. She was a little dark. Um, Shout out to Tiffany. But enough about that. So, as we promote our film, another star, it is kind of like a thriller, more in suspense, mystery, who did it kind of thing, and it's also loosely based on a true story of the Freeway Phantom. That it was a murderer running rampant in the southeast DC area killing black girls, and they still don't know who the killer is. So
Mhm.
that's a thriller in and of itself. And then, case, and being black is a thriller. Being black can be suspenseful.
Right.
Being black can be a comedy too. So we're all those.
It's all that in one. It could be a comedy, it could be a thriller, it could be.
So we just gonna talk about, on this Friday the 13th, we're just talking about some different things that what happens like on set, like if we are independent filmmakers, indie filmmakers, and everything that we plan don't go through sometimes as you think it and thought it and prepped it, and how you're able to adjust. And we did have some people check in and write some stuff about what happens on these set and things like that. So we just gonna just talk about it. But I know one that come to mind, and I'm sure you know too, man, because we talked about it all too well. One horror. It's a horror. It's a thriller. It's dreadful when
Mhm.
you are on set
Right.
and you're over a bunch of people and everybody's in place, but you have no PAs.
Well, let me tell you. I like these glasses.
You don't have a PA. You may
You
have
have a
one or
PA.
two.
No, no, no. Or you have a PA who needs like a lot of instructions and how what they doing and whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
And
and then
listen, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Like, we are very ambitious. We did this project in 3 days. It was very ambitious. It was very cutesy, very demure, not too mindful, because and God bless his heart, our cinematographer, he was very crazy with us. He was,
He matched out crazy for
he matched
real.
our
Like
crazy, and we went all full fledged. Shout out to our cinematographer. We gave them a vision, we gave him shots. This is what we want, and he just went out and did it. Um, but it took longer than we expected because
the days, it still took 3 days,
it
but
still
the
took 3 days.
shooting days took
So,
longer.
and we would have been. Shout out to the PAs out there. Shout out.
Shout out to we need more PAs. We need more PAs. But they really, but on that part also helps your day to go smooth as well. Really, we had good
Pros up.
PAs.
Oh, there you go.
We needed more. We just, can you hear me? I
Yeah,
said
I see you.
we have pretty good PAs. Yeah, we just needed more.
Yeah, you never know and when they
Wait,
say 12,000 come on set, 12,000 are needed on set. You need them, don't matter how small or
you need
large,
everything for everything.
whatever
So yeah, I
that's
mean,
needed. What's another
we
thing?
had good we had good ones. Even one of our actors that she was done with Delaney, she was done with her scene, but she ended up like being one of our PAs after her scene when we did the courthouse joint.
Shout out to
So
her.
so it was literally like all hands on deck. It was literally all hands on deck, and I'm like super grateful for the people that like had that that helper spirit, helper mentality. Because you said from the jump, this is indie. And when you do indie, it's literally guerrilla style. Sometimes like you try to get your shots, you try to get everything in. So you really just be grateful for the people that have like the heart to like to serve and work it and to see the vision through it and see the vision forward.
I saw this article on Reddit where he's talking about how being on set, like the most disastrous set you are, and I'm gonna read it. All right, so ooh, they are started. They said I mean it. Oh shoot! So the director was a complete maniac from another country. Just didn't understand why you need permits for things or casting. I just didn't. I just had to wonder how he made his films if he pulled randoms off the street for a line or two or just barged into a place of business and start shooting. Oh, I don't know. It wasn't that bad. You doing something guerrilla style. We ain't got time no permit. You just gonna have to listen.
It ain't no permit.
Hey, Robert
Ain't no
Townsend.
umbilical cord, Tommy. This is
The
TV.
TV. Robert Townsend didn't have no purpose. Like when he went and shot Hollywood Shuffle, he up there and put on USC t-shirts like they was at the like they were college students and they were shooting like a college last graduate film. So
Who is
that's like
this?
Robert Townsend.
Okay.
He in the permits when he did Hollywood Shuffle. You gotta be creative out here. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. He wanted his film to look like a $10 million film when he only had 1.2 million. Ooh, he got 1.2 million.
And you trying to get it? What does it man look like? I can make a 500. I can make a 500,000 look like this.
Look like 10
Man,
million. Just give me
ain't nothing wrong with
a
it. Change. I don't need no ashtray.
Yo, world ass. Okay, hold up. To do so. Okay. Yeah. As he was also a producer. Oh dang, he was a producer, he was a director. Remember when we saw that TikTok with when at the end of the credits?
It was like Michael Smith. He did everything. He finally okay. Okay, go ahead. Okay. Go ahead.
Michael Smith, casting director. Michael
Michael
Smith.
Smith, director.
Michael Smith, cinematographer. Michael Smith, actor. Okay, he was Michael Smith.
And then people was clapping when they didn't see Michael Smith's name. We don't want that. We want community. When we do films, we want community. We want to collaborate.
Yes, we don't want to do
Okay.
all the work.
We don't want I don't want element five. Element five. I don't we don't want that. We don't want that.
We want community. That's right. Like, come on. Mm-mm. Locations, job. Okay, I said after that. Set deck wouldn't have the right plates at a dinner function. Okay, they had a dinner function. Okay, they had food. Well, $10 million, they would have paid them. Or sound shouldn't use body mics for the scene because he didn't want to pay the rental kit, so he only wanted a half day rental on the kit. Damn, he was cheap. Well,
mm.
um
Oh, that
he
man.
was, but hey, mm, he would frequently.
He probably wanted it to go to the cast. Like all that money, like where is it going to?
Yeah,
Like,
he probably Tyler Perry did and probably gave most of the actors the money
yeah,
and was cheap on the other stuff. Now, people
right.
gotta get paid. Palms gotta be greased. You know what I'm saying? All right. He would frankly do on any on any department that couldn't understand his vision or wasn't magically psychic. For
Share
example,
my vision.
huh?
As I share my
Oh.
vision.
For example, Kraft, who also did the catering, was short food one day because he didn't inform him that his gaggle of family was going to show up eating up 10 plates. Damn. Oh, his response, so y'all didn't eat. His response to having to buy pizzas for the crew who missed out on their lunch. Yeah, they didn't get the pizza until lunch was over, and it wasn't like they were allowed to sit down and enjoy it. Cut the craft budget for the week as a lesson. Needless to say, they quit. Oh, dang. So they had pizza for lunch, and they didn't get the good dinner, and it's the craft people. Dang, they got the brunners of the stick. Okay, and then they quit. Dang, they quitting all that stuff like that. Well, that happens. So many people quit or were fired that constant mistakes would be made due to a lack of show knowledge. Locations, persons inherits a position. because the previous person quit. Well, they didn't
Read it.
show.
Read it. You read like a second grader.
I can't read it.
Read it. Come on, baby. Take your time. That's all right.
I can't. This person is driving. He won't read. I can't read this too much. Okay,
Okay,
so he was
okay.
just
Long
blah blah
story
blah blah
short,
blah
let's
blah. Blah.
summarize.
He's just talking about everybody quit. Oh, okay. But the icing on the cake was local producers complaining about the lack of experienced crew, making them miss their days. Some random can make that claim to the safe space. I can't read the rest of this. This is all I'm trying to put together what this person is talking about. So in
So
essence,
long
people,
story short,
yeah,
this was just a horrible experience for these people because looked like the writer slash director slash producer slash cinematographer. First
the
of all, he had too many
spokesperson.
jobs.
Jesus.
He had too many jobs. He wanted to take on too many jobs. Didn't
Mm,
want to delegate. And on top of that, he also was being skimp with feeding his crew. You got to feed the people,
right.
especially and you got to pay the people. So what was he doing with that money? If you had 10 million,
1.2 million
you had
dollars.
1.2 million, but you was trying to make it like a 10 million. Like, what's the difference between like what are you skipping on? Are you paying your actors? Are you paying for equipment? Like, where is the money going for? I need to see the budget list. I need to see the items.
I want to know that they finished the movie. Could you let us know that?
And
Like,
did you finish the movie?
if everybody
Did you
quit.
finish? And people are quitting because you first of all, our first day on set, we and yeah. It was
It was from the
first
budget.
day, okay, yeah, I got yeah, definitely got pizza. But after that, you it was good. Did you we fed the people, but you you have to feed,
Snacks galore.
and we had snacks galore, a lot of snacks you could just be in that joint to keep your sugar up, keep that blood sugar up throughout the day because we're on a prayer, like just
Hmm. Yeah.
prayer and good vibes, okay? And this is we just want to make sure we keep the good vibes on set because people get real antsy and they get tired and they sugar up.
Hmm. You hit the nail on the head. You definitely got to delegate, and and you don't know how many people you need until you need them.
And so you cannot do everything. And one thing
Yeah.
about film, it's a community effort. Like you really can't do anything. You can't do it alone. It's you really need a community, need people to help. And you have to learn how to work in a community with people as well. Um yeah.
Hmm. Learn the
Yeah.
lessons, learn them hard, learn them fast.
Because if you don't, it will be a horror. It will be a horror.
Wow. Oh, well,
I don't have anything to say. Oh, since you're talking about like the horror, that's the horror production. We don't do it right. But